We have one more story we want to get to that a lot of our DBL Nation is talking about, so let's talk about it. This is 61-year-old Mark Bryan, a straight married father of 3. For 4 years, he's been wearing skirts and high heels to work. It's all part of an effort to show that clothes don't have a gender. And wearing a skirt doesn't mean you're gay or have anything to do with sexuality. He just really likes wearing a skirt. Okay, so Jeff, what do you think of this?
So let me point out here first, okay? Do you think his physique matters? Because that man is in shape and he looks good.
He looks dang good.
He looks good. He's got good legs and he pulls up. So I wonder if that factors into this equation at all. It's in Europe, which somehow factors into that equation, right? But I think socially, Sam, socially in America here, we're not used to seeing that, right? We're progressing along slowly. But if you saw a man come in that's bald, wearing a short skirt and high heels, you're going to do a double take, right? That's just socially because we're not used to having that. That being said, over in Europe, isn't like the ultimate manly thing is to wear a kilt, right? If you're in Scotland.
But I definitely think, unfortunately, because of societal norms, and I'll jump in here, people would look at a kilt and think that's very like punk rock, right? So a kilt has a different connotation socially when people wear it as opposed to a tight skirt with high heels. I agree with you. I think it's completely because of how we are, the social construct, we're almost conditioned to think of it as weird, but that bothers me, Al. I don't want people to think of this as weird.
It's weird because we make it weird, Sam. We've decided like what body parts we show and which ones we don't. I mean, no one would do a double take if a guy walked in with a sleeveless t-shirt. It's just something that's like, okay, you can do that. But if you have shorts on that are above the knee, people might do a double take. But if they're below, they're considered men's. And what we're dealing with, guys, is just these gender stereotypes that are starting to be broken by rappers like Young Thug that are gender fluid. That he wears skirts and he's a not gangster rapper, but he's a rapper that influences a lot of young people. So yeah, so look at you, Sam.
Well, I like Young Thug.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. He's an Atlanta-based rapper. I love me some Young Thug, and I also love how Young Thug dresses. So yeah, in one of his recent albums, he's in a full head-to-toe gown, and he is straight, and he's had to come out publicly and address his sexuality because people have questioned it because of the way he dresses. So I completely applaud him for breaking those gender norms. But what really made me go down the rabbit hole this morning was thinking about our kids, right? So if Sophie, Al, and Jeff were to dress up this Halloween as Batman or Spider-Man or a cowboy, she would be seen as cool, right? Yet if Lawson were to dress up as Elsa from Frozen, people would look differently at Lawson, and that bothers me because what if Lawson is just a really big fan of Elsa? So it's weird that at such a young age.
But what if they're looking differently, Sam? Sam, what if they're looking differently because Frozen's a really old movie and he should update his look?
There's a Frozen 2.
There is a Frozen 2.
And they dig it. They do like it a lot.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, everybody likes Frozen and Frozen 2.
I was unaware of that.
It's timeless. It's timeless. But I think it goes down to like basic sexism. Women, unfortunately, have been quote unquote perceived as weaker than men and inferior to men. So if you were to dress like a woman, you would come off as inferior and weak, unfortunately. And I don't say that from my point of view, but from society's point of view. If I were to march in here in a power suit, people would see me as powerful. That is sexism at its finest.
See, I don't know if it's sexism. I think it's just social norms, like you said.
That's sexism.
We're not. If someone dresses like a pirate, we're gonna look twice, right? We're gonna be like, that person's dressed like a pirate. Not that woman or that man's dressed like a pirate. We're gonna be like, people don't walk around like pirates in the middle of September.
You can't just take the pirate analogy and throw it in there.
I just did. Boom.
As like a hook, line, sinker. It doesn't work that way.
I just blew up your whole argument about sexism.
Didn't.
Pirates are gender neutral.
No, that you can't just throw a pirate in there. You don't think that there's an inferiority when it comes to men and women and how men and women dress.
There definitely is. I just didn't want to get into that conversation. Pirates were way funnier.
Pirates are pretty cool. Pirates are cool. They're like the original.
But if you went to Starbucks in the middle of the summer dressed like a pirate, people are going to be like looking twice.
Yeah,
and it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. No. I'm just saying people are going to look twice if this man walks into Starbucks. You're going to be like, and then be like, well, he's got great cats.
Unless you live in Hollywood.
And also, Jeff, really quickly, don't forget things change. Think about if a man wore an earring 50 years ago. That would have been shocking. Now guys have 2 and no one looks twice. So times always do change.
Al, did you ever have an earring?
You did.
I did.
I knew it.
No,
It's a
I never
double-
went down. I was close, and I never
did.
did.
I did.
You had an earring with frosted tips.
Oh yeah.
You did?
Dude, I wanted to be in a boy band.
Frosted tips.
Dude, I was looking good.
Al, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, Kim Kardashian sits down.